CBS News senior White House correspondent Weijia Jiang joins us now to talk more about this. So Weijia, CBS News, as you know, has confirmed that the Secret Service advised the president to take the old Air Force One out of Turkey. Can you break down why they made that assessment? And was this new plane that the president is so proud of, the plane that was gifted to him by the Qatari government, was it actually ready, or was there a rush job in an attempt to get it out as quickly as possible, and thus perhaps did not have some of the security reinforcements that the old white and blue Air Force One that we know and love has?
Good morning to you guys. Good morning to everybody. So the Secret Service, CBS News has learned, did make this guidance based on a abundance of caution. To be clear, U.S. officials tell us that there was not a specific threat that they were responding to. But remember where the president was in Ankara, Turkey, which, of course, is in the region where there is an ongoing war. And the difference between when he took the new plane to the NATO summit and when he left was that during that big meeting, he declared that the ceasefire with Iran was over. And even though officials are not confirming that that end to the ceasefire contributed to this decision, obviously it does change the threat environment. And what we do know for certain is that the old plane was equipped with a lot of technology that was built in by the military. For example, a laser that could blind incoming missiles and detect them, far more ahead of time. What we are unsure of, Vlad, is whether this new Qatari plane is also equipped with that same technology. But there were certainly concerns from former officials who say it would have taken much more time than 1 year to retrofit this new jet to install that kind of high-tech systems that are required, not only to make sure that the president is physically safe, but so that he can monitor the war as he was traveling as well. And so even though there was not a specific threat, yes, the Secret Service wanted him to change planes. And then what's interesting is ultimately when they left the region, he actually switched back to the new plane and brought it home to Washington.
Yeah, I noticed that too. All the planes are getting used.
Yeah.
So Weijia, before we let you go, President Trump, of course, back in the U.S., he's focusing on domestic issues. Less than an hour ago, he wrote on social media that he will not sign the bipartisan housing bill. What do we know about that?
So this was supposed to be a big win for both parties here in Washington with a bipartisan piece of legislation that is rare these days. But the president essentially canceled that ceremony earlier this month because he was so frustrated that his priority, the Save America Act, was not going anywhere. So this morning you see his post. He says he will not sign the housing bill, which has been fully approved by Congress and sent to the White House, in protest over the fact that the U.S. Senate is not capable of passing the Save America Act, which is that collection of stricter rules for voting that he is trying to get over the finish line, but just doesn't have the votes right now. So, the bill, as he mentioned, came to his desk. He says he's not signing it. What we are trying to figure out now is if he plans to veto that piece of legislation in protest even further. And the White House responded with a link to the president's tweet without answering whether he plans to veto it or not. But suffice it to say that he is unhappy right now with the state of affairs with the Save America Act and really already starting to inject some skepticism into the midterm elections ahead of what we expect will be some pretty tough races.
It sure will. Weijia Jiang, thank you so much.